Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Cortex bringing you a guide to advanced Greninja mechanics and combos. If you like the content or find it helpful, leave a like, subscribe, and comment what you'd like to see me cover next in Pokemon Unite. I'll start off by going through Greninja's abilities and what I believe to be the best build right now. I'll explain and show you how to perform the advanced combos and mechanics after we establish a solid understanding of Greninja's kit. First off, Greninja's passive is Torrent, which increases its attack and movement speed when it's at half health or less. You can use this to catch people off guard and completely turn around a fight. More on this later. Greninja has two passive effects built into its basic attacks. Every third basic attack is empowered, but it will have a different effect depending on the space that's between Greninja and its target. If there's room between Greninja and the opposing Pokemon, every third basic attack is going to slow them down in addition to dealing increased damage. Now, if Greninja is in close melee range, every third basic attack is going to do percent health damage. This is based on the opposing Pokemon's remaining health, so you're going to be doing more damage the lower health that they have. Now, I believe that Smokescreen plus Surf are the strongest moves on Greninja at the moment, just due to the outplay potential that Smokescreen brings and the insane damage you can get from chaining Surf resets. The way Smokescreen works is it creates a circular zone that will blind any opposing Pokemon who are caught in it, greatly reducing their vision to a small radius. So Greninja rolls forward in the direction Smokescreen is cast and will be invisible to the opposing team for about 3 seconds. In addition, casting Smokescreen will immediately set the basic attack counter to 2, which means that its next basic attack will be one of the empowered basic attacks. This means that the ideal time to cast Smokescreen is immediately after using an empowered third basic attack. This way, you can instantly use another empowered basic attack back to back. I'll show you how to get the timing down for this later in the combo section. I would recommend going into your control setting and turning on boosted attack gauge so that you know what your counter is at all times. Smokescreen essentially allows you to skip the normal 2 basic attacks it would take to get to the empowered one by setting the counter to 2. So if you're in melee range, you can go for an empowered third basic attack that will do a large amount of percent health damage, cast Smokescreen, and then immediately do another huge empowered percent health attack. When Smokescreen is upgraded at level 13, Greninja gains increased attack for a short time after it comes out of invisibility. This means that if you're looking to maximize damage in a fight purely, you can start with it in order to boost the effect of your following abilities and basic attacks. Smokescreen is a great tool for both engaging and disengaging from fights. You can use it to get the jump on your opponent, you can use it to dodge enemy abilities, or you can use it to travel the map quickly and catch up to an escaping enemy. I would recommend using Smokescreen to dash in one direction and run in another direction. In this way you can confuse and juke a lot of people. Surf is a dash melee ability that deals damage and restores Greninja's health. It deals more damage to opposing Pokemon the lower health that they have. And the most important part of this move, and what makes Greninja so scary, is that the cooldown resets to 0 if Surf knocks out its target. This means that you can immediately cast Surf again with no delay if you execute your target with it. This doesn't have to be a member of the opposing team. This can be a wild Pokemon including Rotom, Dreadnought, and Zapdos. There is no limit to the amount of instant resets you can get, so you can continue to instantly spam Surf on a 0-second cooldown as long as you are knocking something out with it every time. In certain situations, you can set up a Surf chain to take out the entire opposing team. With that said, let's go over Greninja's combos now. I'll start off with the more basic ones and end with the advanced ones. The first mechanical tip I have for you is to always keep in mind your empowered third basic attack. If your counter is at 2, that means your next basic attack will slow if you are far away, or it will deal percent health damage if you are within melee range. Your empowered melee attack is also a mini dash that will go through the target, so you can time this dash to reposition for dodging moves, chasing, or escaping from fights. If you are entering an important fight and are not planning on using Smokescreen to engage, you can basic attack twice before you get there so that your first attack will always be an empowered one. You can also chase someone down by having a ranged empowered at third attack to ready to slow them down, then moving in to get another quick 3 basic attacks plus the percent health damage and finishing off with Surf. You can use Smokescreen to start the combo, or you can use Smokescreen immediately after using the ranged empowered attack to quickly get the empowered third basic attack with the percent health damage in and use Surf to finishing them off. One last thing you can do with smokescreen is you can use eject button immediately after becoming invisible to cover a large distance while in stealth and get the jump on a faraway enemy or escape safely from the middle of a crowd of enemies. Another tip I have for you is identifying when it is better to save your smokescreen to dodge important crowd control abilities and reposition instead of engaging with it if you know you're going to run into them in a fight. For example, Snorlax Heavy Slam, Ninetales Dazzling Gleam, Slowbro Surf, Cramorant Surf, and others are all moves that you can dodge with smokescreen by rolling to the side. Now the first quick combo is the double empowered basic attack that I talked about earlier, using smokescreen to reset the counter to 2. If you're going for pure maximum damage per second, simply time your smokescreen right after using an empowered basic melee attack to dash through them, set the counter to 2, go back in melee range, and get immediately the second empowered basic health attack. If you don't get back in melee range, the second empowered attack will only be a slow effect instead of the % health damage effect that you want. Now here's a quick demonstration of the combo in fast action so you can take a look at it more carefully. The next combo is double surf into an opposing Pokemon reset by a wild Pokemon. You want to make sure that your attack controls are set to advanced controls, that way you can attack enemy Pokemon with A and wild Pokemon with B. I'd also recommend turning off automatic basic attacks so that this doesn't mess up your combos. The idea for this is you want to set it up to fight them by a low HP wild Pokemon. You either weaken the wild Pokemon yourself first, or you engage them while they're fighting the wild Pokemon. You want to position your surf so that you will both knock out the wild Pokemon and hit the enemy team Pokemon in one movement. Then, because you knocked out the wild Pokemon with Surf, you can immediately use Surf again on the enemy Pokemon for a big burst of damage. This works especially well if you fight them in the middle of the Vespiquen and Combis, because you can get up to 3 quick Surf resets if you set this up properly. Even if you're low HP, you can quickly 100 to 0 them as long as you bait them by a wild Pokemon. Here's a quick demonstration of how this works. I'm going to get the reset off the Combi, and then as you can see, I'm over leveled because it's a practice tool, but I would immediately get another instant surf reset off that. You can quickly 100 to 0 a Pokemon with the attack boost from Torrent, a double surf into them reset by the wild Pokemon, and the double empowered % health combo from before. The next mechanic is jumping over walls and clearing gaps with Greninja. You're going to be able to clear whatever terrain you're trying to get across with Surf if the bottom edge of that last arrow touches the other side. So you can see when I use Surf as Greninja, there are 5 arrow indicators, the last one being the most bold and distinctive. So as long as the bottom edge of this last arrow clears whatever obstacle you're trying to get past, you're going to be able to make it to the other side. This is useful for shaving off half a second or a second that you normally wouldn't otherwise have gotten if you didn't know Surf's exact clear range. So as you can see, I'll give you a quick demonstration of the practice of how well you can get this down to where it just becomes a natural habit, and this could save you from an important team fight. Now if you use Smokescreen to get over a wall, you can see that Smokescreen also has arrow indicators, but with Smokescreen, you're actually going to be able to clear it if you can get the tip, just the very tip of that biggest bold white line indicator across. So you actually, you don't need the arrow to be past it, similar to Surf, but it actually works if you just have the tip of the white indicator across. So here's a quick demonstration of the range of Smokescreen and how you can use it to get over walls. As you can see, as long as that white tip is over, you're going to be able to make it across. And once you get the range of this one down, that could save you, maybe the half a second that you need to escape from an important, dangerous situation. One thing that I want to note really quick is to make sure to use your Surf and your Smokescreen to get back to lane as fast as possible after you teleported or after you just got knocked out. And the reason you want to do this is you want to shave those few seconds to get back to lane to either catch up in XP if you're behind or extend your lead if you're ahead. and these abilities are going to be back up by the time you have to fight an enemy or wild Pokemon anyway, so you want to make sure you use them to shave off as much time as possible. The last way to clear gaps is with Greninja's Unite move. In general, you want to save the Unite move to position yourself to knock out low HP Pokemon and then start a Surf reset chain, but you can also use it to clear huge distances that you normally wouldn't be able to with Surf or Smokescreen. So for example, if the enemy team is on Zapdos and you know you're not going to be able to make it because let's say you just stopped a big score from happening in lane, you can actually use your Unite move on this divider here, use the dash from it, position yourself towards the furthest end of it, and the game will actually warp you to the other side, even though technically you landed on the divider and you didn't make it. So as you can see, you can actually position your Unite move somewhere on this divider here, and you can use the dash that the Unite move gives you to position yourself towards the furthest end of it, and the game will warp you to the other side. Then you can come in, use the smoke screen to give yourself an attack boost, and hopefully finish off and steal the Zapdos with Surf. So here's another quick demonstration of how this works, and this has actually come into play in a couple of ranked master games that I've been in. We just finished stopping somebody from scoring 100 points here in the top lane. We're coming down. I know that there's not enough time to make it. They're on Zapdos, it's getting low, but I actually used my Unite move on this divider here just to clear the huge gap, hit that distance, warp here, use smoke screen, and then steal the Zapdos with Surf, and we actually ended up winning the game off that. So it's a very niche situation, but it's one of those things to keep in mind should the right situation ever arise. Also, if the opposing team is coming or is grouped on the other side of one of these dividers, keep in mind your Unite move actually has the range to make it over. So let's say they're all grouped over here on this side. You can actually use your Unite move to catch them off guard, use your Unite, position yourself to get into a position to take out their low HP, frail, or squishy champs. And then you can go from there and start doing a lot of damage to their team once their more frail carries are knocked out. In the last part of this guide, I'm going to be covering Greninja's advanced and most difficult combos. If you want to truly master Greninja and pull off these combos, I would recommend turning on camera follows moves, turning on move aim follows move direction, and turning off move aim snaps to nearby targets. In addition, I play with aim assist off. If you've watched any kind of Pokemon Unite tutorials or Greninja guides, I can guarantee you this is something that you've never seen before. This is completely new, and I call this move Greninja's multi-surf or surf flash. This is what it looks like. I'll give you a demonstration and do it a few times, and then I'll explain step by step how it works and how you can perform this move for yourself in your ranked games. That way you can start picking up more KOs on Greninja and carry your games even harder. So the way it works is you cast Surf, and mid-animation you use eject button to change the direction of the Surf and extend its range to hit more enemy Pokemon. The timing is key. If you use eject button too early, your Surf will miss the first target. If you use it too late, your Surf won't do damage to the second target. If you do it correctly, you can hit multiple enemies at different locations with only one Surf. If any of the enemies you hit are at low health, you'll get an instant reset and can use Surf again. I would recommend practicing on this substitute a lot until you can do this consistently 10 out of 10 times at different angles before trying it out in a game against moving opponents. Here's a few examples with the substitute acting as the first target instead of the second target. You can also weave this move into a bigger combo. For example, if you're looking for a big engage, start by using your upgraded smoke screen to get the attack boost and go invisible. When you're in range, use your Unite move and use the dash move from it to position yourself near another Pokemon, then use the Surf into them while mid-animation ejecting to another enemy Pokemon or group nearby to hit them with the Surf at the same time. Use your empowered melee % health attack that you got from smoke screen to deal that, and then finish them off with the Surf that you just got again from the reset. So for demonstration purposes, here's the full combo in action. And here it is one more time for you guys so you can look closely. And that wraps up my guide to advanced Greninja mechanics and combos. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful or informative, leave a like and comment what you'd like to see next or any questions you might have. You can also find me on Twitter at CortexVGC. Bye for now, everybody.